Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the session. Kindly confirm if I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Okay, everything working fine. Okay, so those who are watching me for the first time, my name is Niharika John Mehra. I'm your faculty of English on CGB Mentors. And I have daily sessions here. EPFO के sessions जो हैं, those are on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, and the time is 1:30 p.m. afternoon classes. And then I have 8 p.m. editorial classes going on daily on this channel here, Monday to Saturday. Okay, तो आप लोग के पास बहुत कुछ है to learn from, to practice from, so don't miss out on these classes. Moreover, you get free PDFs of these classes, so make sure that you join our Telegram. Link is in the description box below. तो हम आज ये एडिटोरियल करेंगे जिसमें वी आर गोना लर्न स्किमिंग, वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न द वोकैबुलरी पार्ट, वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न ग्रामर एंड रिवाइज ग्रामर एंड ऑफ कोर्स एट द एंड ऑफ द सेशन हम करने वाले हैं कुछ MCQs टू स्टे ऑन द टॉप ऑफ आवर गेम. बहुत पुराना है ना, प्रैक्टिस मेक्स अ मैन परफेक्ट, and yet we often tend to forget the basic fundamental thing that helps us to do better. तो आप लोगों को वही करना है, कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग, स्किमिंग हो या वोकैबुलरी हो या फिर सिंपल सी क्वेश्चंस हो. ऑल वी नीड इज टू मेक श्योर वी स्टे शार्प. देन सेकंड, स्किमिंग कैसे करना है. सो वंस अगेन लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब कर लो. मैं आपको जल्दी से समझाती हूँ स्किमिंग है क्या. It is reading a content in a way where you don't take a lot of time but you do understand the main message of it. We need to make sure when we read, this is now the article editorial taken from the Hindu newspaper, a classic one that is relevant to our exam. So here हम skip कर करके पढ़ेंगे words को. We won't go word by word एकदम आराम से like snail speed पर, okay? And we are going to make sure that we understand the core idea. We don't need to translate everything. We don't need to memorize everything like a speech. है ना? We just need to understand what's the main message, and whenever the question is asked in exam, you can go back to the point जहाँ पर अपने वो बात को हल्के से याद रहता है कि पढ़ी थी. So you will be given 2.5 minutes here to go through it. Jump कर करके read करो, that is skimming. लाइक एक एडवर्टीजमेंट पढ़ रहे हो या फिर वो जो न्यूज में नीचे फुटर चलता रहता है, जल्दी जल्दी पढ़ना पड़ता है. इमेजिन इट लाइक दैट, ओके, एंड रीड. ठीक है, ये रहा आपका टाइमर. आई विल स्क्रॉल फॉर यू, सो डोंट वरी. लाइक अ फ्यू डेज बैक स्टूडेंट सेड मैम टाइमर की वजह से और आपकी वजह से दिख नहीं रहा है. सो आई नो दैट सो आई विल स्क्रॉल फॉर यू. Once you're done reading, I want, if it's possible for you, and I want to encourage, please write the summary in a line or two and send it here. So I understand कि आपको समझ में आया है कि नहीं. So let's see what the editorials say. It says sound and fury on the monsoon. So definitely we're gonna see a little bit of how monsoon has arrived and is acting in India. India needs a societal effort to factor in IMD forecasts in everyday life. So day-to-day life mein, when we want to consider IMD forecast, there is something that we need as societal effort. Like it should not be individual. So why author is saying why societal effort is needed. The southwest monsoon stormed into Kerala a week ahead of its scheduled arrival on June 1. So we received a surprise monsoon. It arrived 1 week ahead. This was not a surprise. Okay, so this was not a surprise, not surprise, because as early as the first week of May, meteorologists had tipped off, means they warned. Tipping off is warning someone. They warned the country about its early arrival over the Andaman Sea. एक बहुत important rule है. जितने भी seas और oceans के नाम होते हैं, we use the before the names, and that is the rule followed here. A crucial pit stop. So crucial pit stop is a significant stage before the final act of something. Okay, climax के पहले, final act के पहले एक जो प्रीवियस उसकी स्टेप होती है, एंड दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट माइलस्टोन, उसको क्रूशियल पिट स्टॉप बोलते हैं. बिफोर इट्स एडवेंट ओवर केरला. एडवेंट मीन्स बिगिनिंग ऑफ द मॉनसून ओवर केरला. मे ऑनसेट इज नॉट एन एक्सेप्शनल अकरेंस. ऐसा नहीं है कि होता ही नहीं है. इट इज नॉट एक्सेप्शनल. इट हैज हैपेंड 4 times since 2014. पहले भी हुआ है. नथिंग न्यू इन इट. But additional support from a pre-cyclonic circulation in the Arabian Sea, another sea, another the, gave it a tremendous surge. अभी क्या हुआ है ना, दूसरी तरफ से द अरेबियन सी की तरफ से जो एक साइक्लोनिक सर्कुलेशन हुआ उसकी तरफ से, because of that it gave a tremendous surge, due to which several parts of Maharashtra and the Konkan coast saw the monsoon reach their shores earlier than anticipated. So from this side and from the other side as well, that's what we have seen. It was the first time in 35 years that Mumbai, which usually welcomes monsoon around June 10, saw a main onset. So because of the Arabian Sea circulation, we saw early rains in Mumbai and other places, and it happened first time in 35 years that instead of June 10, in May only we saw rains over there. Even prior to the onset, IMD as far back as mid-April में, even prior to the onset, had forecast an above normal monsoon rainfall. उन्होंने पहले ही बोला था above normal होगा, and 5% more than the historical average of 87 cm. Following the monsoon's onset, it has retained the outlook of above normal rain and has since increased to 6% above the average. Already 6% above the average हो गया है, and what IMD mentioned, what they want, turn out to be true. One of the quirks are particular features. Sometimes they are very adorable. They are odd, but they are adorable. Sometimes it is just odd thing, vichitrit hona. One of the quirks of how IMD measures monsoon rainfall is that it only counts rainfall from June 1 to September 30th monsoon rainfall. तो ये थोड़ी पर्टिकुलर बात है. जो मॉनसून की कैलकुलेशन होती है, मेजरमेंट होता है मॉनसून रेनफॉल का, दैट हैपेंस फ्रॉम June 1st to September 30th. Thus, all the rain that has flooded Kerala, Mumbai and other cities since May 24, that is when the monsoon landed, is accounted as pre-monsoon rainfall. So the definition has now changed. Monsoon rainfall में count ही नहीं कर रहे इसे. It is in its update, the IMD said that it anticipates June to receive above normal rains, and there is another update where we are expecting more rains above normal in June as well. This means that the rains so far are a mere trailer to what is to come. Of course, this is, you all understand what is a trailer, right? So this is just a small view of what actually is going to happen in the real monsoon period. This could be good news for Kharif sowing. Now, this is about of course, in the interest of farmers and all. So it is a good news for Kharif sowing and help the country improve its stocks of grain as well as shore up reserves for exports. Shore up karna is to reinforce something, making something strong. तो हमें अच्छा मौका है सो करने का, स्टॉक्स ऑफ ग्रेन लेने का, जमा करने का, right? The way the monsoon and forecast are framed in the Indian context is that more rain is seen as positive. So in Indian context, author is saying that if we see its good amount of rain, more rain, it is a good thing, given its connection to agriculture. First of all, why it is a good thing? Because how we badly agriculture needs it. And that a large part of India is entirely reliant, disconcertingly means disturbing रूप से on the monsoon for a healthy crop. It is not a good thing that we heavily rely on the monsoon for the crops. So that's why disconcertingly. With accelerating urbanization, excess rains are not always an unmitigated good. On the other side, because urbanization is increasing, cities में बहुत ज़्यादा trouble हो जाता है. For cities, it's not good. The floods that overwhelm cities are no longer restricted to major metropolises but also tier 2, tier 3 towns. So earlier it used to be only metro cities, but now tier 2, tier 3 towns are also facing problem because of more rainfall. While several of these cities are not equipped for normal rainfall, administration, state and central must seriously incorporate the portent from climate change, which translates into, now here is something which is a suggestion. Okay, so what our author is saying, while several of these cities are not even well equipped for normal rainfall, कुछ cities तो normal rainfall को संभाल नहीं पाते, administrations चाहे state या central हो, must incorporate the portent from climate change, the signal from climate change, which translates into, कल हमने ये सीखा था, translate into, कौन बताएगा मुझे यहाँ पे क्या meaning है इसका? I'm waiting for you to answer. Which translates into citizens navigating erratic rainfall, that means irregular rainfall से समझ जूझना, and greater disruptions from floods. While improved and high resolution forecasts are a positive development, हालांकि we know the forecast हमें पहले से सब चीज़ का पता था, it's a nice thing that we have that. They have limited value without a wide-ranging societal efforts to incorporate its warning to improve everyday living. लेकिन अगर उसको यूज ही नहीं कर रहे, सुनकर अनसुना कर दे रहे हैं, then what's the point? That's what author is saying. We want better work. उसके ऊपर किस तरीके से लागू करना है चीजें, what measures we are taking, how we are planning. Okay, so as a society, as a country, as a state, what we are doing, that matters. ठीक है, चलो. So translate into का meaning आप बताएंगे मुझे, and by that time let me quickly do some work. Stormed into means arrived suddenly and forcefully. Stormed into, even a person, if let's say a person stormed into a store, that means वो बहुत ही तेजी से force के साथ वहाँ पे गया. Maybe he was a thief. Okay. Crucial pit stop or a pit stop. It is a halt, a milestone which is interim, but it is just before the finale, just before the climax. Tipping off is warning, informed secretly in advance. Okay, so you might, if you are a fan of thriller series and something where you might have seen some agents working and all, so they in English, if you watch, they use this phrase a lot. He tipped me off regarding ABC, about ABC. So this is getting alert, getting a warning before it happened in a secretive manner. Quirks are peculiar feature, oddities or things that we may tend to notice or we may even like. Unmitigated is something which is outright. वो absolute and usually it is used in a negative context. Okay, something is unmitigated, मतलब उसको कोई रोका नहीं जा सकता. It is complete, it is gonna happen, and of course not in our favor. Portent is a sign or a warning of something. Omen, indication, again this is also a negative warning of something. Shore up is to strengthen or support, किसी चीज को stronger बनाना, reinforce करना, stabilize करना. Disconcertingly is something that causes confusion. It is alarming. It is happening in an alarming way, or something जो कि हमें disturb करते हुए हो रहा है. So since no one of you made an effort to tell me the meaning of translate into, let me remind you very gently. It means something resulting into something. Something results in something else. तो हमने कल ही परसों ही ये करा है. I was just waiting for any of you to answer, but let me ask some other question. Part of speech of the encircled word. I'm going through what you have written. IMD has predicted early arrival. Yeah. No, I was about to comment on that. Before that, I was just waiting for someone to answer. So we will not talk about kharif crops in a nutshell. This is one of the informations, not the exact main core idea. The core idea is how we have to act on the information that we get from the IMD. Earlier I mentioned it's not an exceptional occurrence, but definitely a rare event as forecasted. Forecast by IMD this year there will be above average rainfall production, but with more rainfall, flood issue also arises. Not only tier 2 cities also. Clear sign about incorporating climate resilience in it. This is a nice one. A little bit of or concise hota, so I would have loved it. So the main message is we are very good in having the information, warnings and all. We need to act on it. So this pre-cyclonic is an adjective. Part of speech of this word. Next one. This is an adverb. Tell me. इसका सब्जेक्ट क्या है? इसका सब्जेक्ट क्या है? What is the subject of this is? It is the basic overview. Because precis writing is where you cover important points and then it is the 1/3 of your whole content. Main theme or when I ask you 1 or 2 line summary, it is the main idea behind the content. What is the main message you receive? I don't want details. I don't want about agriculture alone, tier 2, tier 3 cities alone. I wanted the main message. So you understand that. Okay. One of the quirks of how something happens is how MD measures. So one of the quirks of ABCD doesn't matter. One of the takes noun, that is plural, but the verb that we use with one of the as a subject is singular. So ये one of the वाला case है where you get is as the verb in agreement. Subject verb agreement of this sentence. Subject verb agreement of this sentence. So does all the rain uncountable here है ना? All the rain नहीं, बस यहाँ पे rain है जो कि आपका main subject. That has that के लिए antecedent is rain and हम आगे explain कर रहे हैं. But main thing यहाँ पे main verb नहीं है has. Thus all the rain is accounted as pre-monsoon rainfall. तो ये जो is है ये main verb है sentence का. Okay? Part of speech of this word, encircled word. It is an adjective, है ना? What we can see, India is reliant. कैसा है India? Explaining India, of course, this is the word which is my subject. Subject को noun को समझाने वाला word is adjective, and adjective को भी समझा रहा एक और word है, that is your adverb here. So the tone of this article is advisory. Information we are getting a lot, so it is informative, but with a sense of urgency that we should better be careful now. The editorial applauds the accurate monsoon forecast. See, this is the summary. This time I have just written one sentence, so you can compare. So the editorial applauds the accurate monsoon forecast, but warns that without community engagement and preparedness, which is administration key preparedness, even beneficial rainfall can turn disaster. Because above average is considered beneficial in our nation because of agriculture. But then it can be disastrous as well if we don't pay attention to the preparedness part. See, sometimes you need to just understand. Some people may take a leap and they will just thrive on whatever they have, and sometimes it may take time for a few students, for a few aspirants to get into the things. That's why we are here with daily classes for you. Secondly, whenever you are getting corrected, take that correction very seriously, understand the correction very sincerely, so that you don't make the same mistake again. Okay, don't compare yourself with other people, but just make sure that you are learning maximum that you can from each and every class and applying that thing that you have learned next class onwards. Question number 1, I want you to answer. A pre-cyclonic circulation in the Arabian Sea. So what aided the early onset of monsoon in Kerala and Mumbai? Aided और किसने करा? Arabian Sea से अकेले से होता यार, तो भी आपको पता सी आंसर है. Second one answer is B. Why does IMD not consider rainfall before June 1 as part of official monsoon? Due to long-standing classification system that marks June 1 as the monsoon's onset. Because rainfall before June unseasonal तो है नहीं ना, pre-monsoon है वो. The term that was given was pre-monsoon. So because rainfall before June is considered unseasonal, it's like not equals to pre-monsoon. Because only June September rainfall is agriculturally significant, that is false. Because we read in the passage that even the rains that happen now in May, they are something good for Kharif sowing. To avoid confusion with the international rainfall, we are not even following the international rainfall norms. हाँ, हमारा तो इंडिया का norms चल रहा है. B is the answer. What paradox about Indian monsoon perception is heightened in the editorial? Now, paradox को पहले समझो. A thing which is opposite to each other, a contradiction in itself, उसको paradox बोलते हैं. The rain is seen as both essential and problematic. तो जरूरी भी है लेकिन problem भी है उसमें. That is the paradox. Plus point, minus point, both are present in the same thing. So farmers rely on rainfall but prefer drought. This is so absurd in itself. Monsoon onset is seen as negative in cities but positive in villages. People can get confused with this one, but of course not. Editorial may highlight it. Rainfall in May is more valuable than in June. No, in fact it's the other way around because June में तो calculate हो रही है. Answer to fourth one is C. What does the term shore up reserves imply? Decreased dependency? No. Increased capacity? No. It is strengthening, reinforcing stocks for future needs. Very easy, na? Answer to this one is C again. Which of the following best describes the editorial's main concern? So forecasts alone are insufficient. Alone. Without infra and public adaptation, which was societal efforts. Okay? A is not the answer. A says IMD's prediction model is outdated, whereas in the editorial, author is praising the prediction that we have done well, we have become advanced in it. The monsoon this year has arrived early, okay, due to what? A circulation. What type of circulation? Pre-cyclonic, resulting in what? Severe floods. In which parts? In parts of Konkan and central India. Definitely, answer is E. There is no error, nada. Okay. So this is not a technical error one, but this was based on what you read. Okay, there is a hint I am dropping. This question is not typically a grammar based error detection, but what we got to read in the passage. थोड़ा सा रिमाइंड करवाओ अपने आप को, आपने अभी क्या पढ़ा. मेमोरी वाला एक्सरसाइज है ये. सेवेंथ क्वेश्चन. I thought first not to mention it, but then I thought people might get confused. So, yeah. Answer is key. The information that you get is of May, not March. So, the MD's forecast of above normal rainfall was based on observations from the first week of March onwards. May onwards. Actually, होना चाहिए था. तो D जो है D, not C. Okay, D is the answer. Do the eighth one. This should be pretty easy. With more intense rainfall events occurring frequently. तो with से शुरू है. This is my starter. It is imperative, it is important that urban infrastructure is revamped, because someone else will come and do this action of restructuring, revamping, है ना? So this is going to be in passive voice. Revamped verb third form आना था, to handle water discharge efficiently. Definitely C इसका आंसर था. Ninth one. The editorial highlights the need of integrating, नहीं need for something होता है. Need for speed देखिए, वहाँ से सीखो for. Whenever we something is there और उसी का need है, we say need for. So editorial highlights the need for integrating forecasts, integrating something into something, civic planning, to reduce flood related damages. So answer for ninth one is A. Pre-monsoon rainfall, although not officially counted in, not counted on, when you count on someone, you are depending on someone. So I count on you people to answer here. This is not the correct use of phrase. So pre-monsoon rainfall, although not counted in the data, has already, the rainfall has already caused widespread agricultural disruptions. Yeah, so answer was B for the 10th one. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here, for attending the session. I'm gonna catch you later now, tomorrow. Tomorrow, both the classes are on this channel. EPFO class, 1:30 p.m. We are gonna practice some great questions, and then we are gonna come back at 8 p.m. for editorial session. Okay, for PDFs, make sure you join a Telegram group. Details are in the description below. Take care.